Rangers dressing room, the very heart of this great club. Over the years, so many wonderful players have laced up the boots and pulled on the famous blue jersey in this very room. But one jersey in particular has always held a special mystique. The number 9 jersey has been worn by some of the club's greatest ever goal scorers from the days when strikers were still called centre forwards. All-time Rangers greats like Willie Thornton, Jimmy Miller, Colin Steen, Derek Johnston, and the man the fans call Super Ali. Scored the number of goals Ali McCoist has for Rangers would obviously be a big favourite with the fans. But the laughing boy of Scottish football is loved for more than just hitting the back of the net regularly. There's a very special bond between Super Ali and the Rangers supporters. Ask any of them.
Oh, he's always good.
Three against Ali.
Plays every game, like, you know, plays his heart out every game. That's Ali.
Always doing the business, not every time he plays he scores, especially against Celtic.
Ali McCoist's one of the best, I'll always be a true believer.
The overhead view on the day of an Old Firm match is of thousands of supporters bedecked in red, white and blue converging on the magnificently reconstructed Ibrox Stadium. All of them, it seems, are Ali McCoist fans. Some predictably, others less so.
Oh, I wish Ali McCoist was playing for Glasgow Celtic.
Why is that?
Well, the guy's sharp, he's a nice guy, good personality, and he's not one of the ones that gives you abuse. He's just a nice guy.
A gentleman. And McCoist, of course, doesn't let anyone down. He has never failed to score against Celtic at least once every season since he signed for Rangers. Manager Walter Smith.
Somebody says Ali McCoist, you just start laughing. Everybody starts laughing. It just seems to be, he's that type of character.
I think he's one of the most dangerous men in Scottish football, not only because of the way and his style of play, I think because of his singing. I think that's the most dangerous thing about him. If you're quite near him when he starts singing, I think that's quite a bad thing.
He's just a character and he keeps the place, keeps everybody buzzing. The place, there's never a dull moment.
He's probably the Gaza of Scottish football because of his personality, but I think Ali's a better player than him, actually.
I think there's only one word that describes him: cheeky.
Ali McCoist is quite simply the best striker in Europe. As a sex symbol, he's second to none. He's a great front man and he's a great team player. In fact, I should know that because Ali told me to say that.
He isn't the easiest man to capture on paper or in the penalty area. One of the few to manage it is Senga Murray.
Terry Hullock, I thought would be really hard.
I would have thought Terry Hullock would have been impossible.
And he was. He was hard.
See, I mean, we can see what I like. How long did it take you to do Terry? About 16 weeks?
Ali was born and brought up in East Kilbride. He's only recently moved away from the new town for the first time. And like every other footballer, it's his mum who keeps the family photograph album.
Tom McNeil. I met him recently. And his wife.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
I take it that was one of the first ones.
And that was a bag of crisps. It wasn't a football.
Look at that one, yeah.
Uh-huh. That one. You remember that one?
Rangers strip on for the first time.
Uh-huh.
Dennis Adset, Gordon Russell, Jack Keir.
And you were wearing the strip that you won in the
first ever Rangers strip, wasn't it?
That's right. You won that football strip. The Saturday evening newspaper.
The Citizen.
Pink paper.
I think it was. I was just going to went to Holland with the school.
Someone else who played an important part in the career of the young star of the East Kilbride district team was Ali's dad.
First of all, my father ran a local team called Wood Star under 12s, and he got a game for them when I was 9. Some would say only because my father ran the team, quite unfairly. But ever since then, and then from then on to primary school, and played in the school team there. And we did reasonably well from there, upgraded again to Hunter High School.
That football pitch at Hunter High School is where the young Ali first showed an aptitude for the game, but as a midfielder, not a striker. And it was a former Clyde in Scotland inside forward who first took young McCoist under his wing.
Archie Robertson was actually my chemistry teacher at Hunter High, and he used to take the school team. And actually it was very, very sad. A lot of growing up, from one point of view, came under the spell with Archie, and he unfortunately died with illness, and never saw me sign for St Johnstone, which is a little bit of a regret, but without him I don't think I could have been as lucky to come this far.
On December 1st, 1978, 16-year-old Ali McCoist signs for St Johnstone.
When I first went up to St Johnstone, funnily enough, they played me in the middle of the park, and it was only a couple of injuries at the start of the year that they forced me, never forced me, but put me up front.
When he started off with St Johnstone, he was only a kid, obviously, and I put him in the team probably before he was ready to go into the team, and I kept him in the team, and 2 or 3 times I was going to leave him out, but he was always a boy that would score goals, and he's a boy that looked to finish for 30 yards in. Anything for 30 yards in, Ali would look to have a shot.
Stevens! And that must be touched away. McCoist. 3-1.
I remember a young lad playing for St Johnstone. Drew 3 each with Rangers through at Perth, and he played very well that day. We just scraped through, and we won 3-1 at home, and Ali McCoist scored the goal that night, so I think everybody saw his potential even then.
23 goals in season 80-81, including 4-1 match against Berwick Rangers, soon established the young striker as a star in the making. Despite interest from John Gregg at Rangers and from Wolves and Middlesbrough, a £400,000 offer from Sunderland saw the 18-year-old head off to Roker Park. These were troubled days on Wearside. Despite their great traditions, the team, then managed by Alan Durbin, was struggling at the foot of the English First Division. They weren't scoring goals, and maybe unreasonably, they were putting a lot of faith in the youngster from Scotland to solve their problems up front. It was never going to be easy, but Ali has only good memories of the North East.
I look back at my Sunderland days, and people say, well, it must have been a bit of a time for you, and you couldn't really have enjoyed it. And it's crazy because I did. I met some fantastic people down there. The football, not kidding myself on, I didn't do as well down there as I would have liked. Went down there maybe as an 18-year-old boy, a team that was struggling at the foot of the First Division, not scoring a lot of goals.
Ali may not have scored many, but it took some great saves from some famous keepers to stop him.
For McCoist, oh, great save by Clements. Cummins and off the line by Roberts. Still it goes on, Pickering, McCoist and Clements again. Remarkable escapes by Tottenham. Now it's McCoist. Tries one. Good effort, but Grobbelaar alert. Buckley, McCoist. Oh, fine save from Grobbelaar. Buckley, and they've got it back, and Pickering and McCoist there. Oh, great save again from Shilton. And he got the flick on, McCoist. And he can't force it in, can he? Off the line, Rao off the line again. Pickering, and at last, McCoist puts it in. Unbelievable series of misses and opportunities then, but Ali McCoist finally made no mistake.
The Sunderland fans were absolutely fantastic with me, like you've no idea. Like bordering on embarrassing, because they were so good to me. I think they appreciated the fact I was just a young kid down there trying to do my best.
One of those fans, and perhaps Sunderland's most famous supporter, certainly feels that McCoist should have stayed at Roker Park.
Recognise the fancy footwork? Well, if you didn't, Ali McCoist certainly did. Ali's been down and played a few charity matches for me. He probably hasn't scored as many good goals as I have, but he's not far short, and certainly when he was here at Sunderland, he was one of my favourite players.
You did actually go and spend money to watch him, didn't you, at that time?
Well, he was an exciting prospect. He was only a young lad, but he'd come down with quite a reputation from Scotland. And we were building quite a good team at the time under Alan Durbin, and things were quite exciting down here. It seemed as though they were going to be. And there was a lot of good young players around here at Roker Park, and Ali was one of them. And Ali was very young at the time, and also I think it would have been nice for Sunderland to have had one or two more senior, more experienced players around him, because we're probably expecting Ali to do everything, and for a guy at that age, it was asking a little bit too much probably. But he was obviously going to mature at some stage, and he did, and has gone on to score a lot of goals, which we would have hopefully liked to have seen him doing for Sunderland.
9 goals in 2 seasons wasn't the form McCoist had been hoping for. It was time to come home, and on June the 8th, 1983, John Greig finally got his man.
I tried to sign Alan McCoist when he was a schoolboy. I tried to sign him when he was leaving St Johnstone, and I eventually signed him when he was leaving Sunderland. So I eventually got him in the 3rd attempt.
Ali McCoist cost Rangers just under £200,000, but he quickly began to pay it off. He made his debut in August 1983, scored his first goal against Queen of the South that month, and in September got his first Old Firm goal.
What is a great goal! Ali McCoist, right out the blue, right through the Celtic defence, 27 seconds. And I wonder if that's the quickest goal Rangers have scored for a long time in this match. There he is, Ali McCoist.
The first of many for McCoist against Celtic. But although he was scoring regularly in those first few months, things weren't going well for that Rangers side.
Come up to a Rangers team which was, with all due respect, not as strong as it is nowadays, and working through a bad time. So times were hard. The fans were waiting to get better results, waiting to be pleased, and it didn't happen straight away. And they were very, very difficult times indeed.
In fact, just 5 months after signing McCoist, John Greig resigned, and Jock Wallace returned to Ibrox to take charge of a side for which McCoist was still scoring goals.
There's a chance, it's in. Ali McCoist, 1-0. And that is what striking effectively is all about.
Despite the goals, it was taking Ali longer to settle than he had expected, and the fans hadn't fully accepted him. The low point came in early 1984, and Jock Wallace had to use a little psychology to gee up his striker.
We played Dundee in the Cup, and I just did one of those games, another one of those games, where everything just kept falling to me in the box, and I was running in, I just kept going, I was hitting them into goalkeeper's arm, I was putting them by the post, I was putting them over the bar. And I had the whole Copeland Road, this is true, I had the whole Copeland Road end singing, telling me where to go, you know, in no uncertain terms. And I've got to say, with hindsight, they were right.
It was a Sunday game, the first Sunday game I think that Rangers had played against Dundee in the Cup. We were beaten 3-0 at home from Dundee, and really the crowd really gave us pelters that day, and I think that's my fondest memory of our Alistair.
I picked up the newspaper one morning, it was Cardiff City were in for us on loan. And I remember Big Jock pulling us into the office and saying, I've had Sunderland on the phone, Cardiff on the phone, I'll let you know what's happening, away you go. And I genuinely believe now he was just sussing me out, trying to see what I was made of, whether I was going to go down that road. And I went in the very next morning and I said to him, if it's all right with you, I'd like to just stay and fight for my place. He said, that's fine with me. And that was it. Ever since then, the two of us got on like a house on fire.
Stepping inside, Bonner McLeod, and a penalty kick has been given. A penalty kick to Rangers. McCoist against Bonner. Perfectly stopped away by Ali McCoist.
In terms of fan reaction, I think a hat-trick in the Cup final definitely helped me in terms of winning the fans back, to get them on my side. And ever since then, they've been great to me.
50 minutes of the second half gone. Is this the second for Rangers? Yes! Ali McCoist has done it. Jimmy Nicholl. there'll be a penalty. Yes, Aiken penalised for that rash challenge on Ali McCoist. McCoist facing Pat Bonner with a kick which could win the League Cup for Rangers. He made it at the second attempt.
That cup final hat-trick was to help Ali to a total of 20 goals in his first season. In 84-85 he managed 18, and then 85-86 brought him 27 goals. That of course was the year when things were to change dramatically with the arrival of Graham Souness.
It was actually my mother that phoned me to say, do you know who your new boss is? And I was shell-shocked like everybody else was. But it was a stunning move by David Holmes at that time. And it definitely has, to a certain extent, transformed the whole of Scottish football in terms of good players, great players coming to Ibrox, and great players coming to your Celtics, your Aberdeens, and people like that. You know, they forced everybody else to get in by.
There's McCoist. 26 minutes gone, Rangers go ahead, and Ibrox comes alive. As through the middle is McCoist, he's onside, a great chance for Rangers. Brilliantly taken. Sliding it across, too high for Dodds. Cooper's missed kick, but McCoist has it for Rangers. He has Black on his right. Black is onside, the chance to clinch it for Rangers. McCoist makes it two. Roberts going in. Roberts going through for Rangers. And there's Rangers, yes! He's done it. Ali McCoist. Now Cooper. Oh, it's there. Number two, Ali McCoist. Difficult enough on a day like today, but he should have got it, and there was McCoist to make it number two.
McCoist's relationship with Graham Souness may have hit a few problems later, but things could hardly have got off to a better start for him.
We were playing Celtic on the Friday night before the cup final here at Ibrox in the Glasgow Cup final, and it was his first game. And Graham Souness said to me, would I come in before the game and discuss terms of a new contract? I said, yes, certainly, no bother at all, and get out of the way before the game. But needless to say, traffic was bad or something, and we missed each other. And I came in, not a word was said, went out in the game. So we beat Celtic 3-2, and I was fortunate enough to score a hat-trick after extra time. And he just came in after the game and he's shaking his head. He said, you must have planned that, did you? I says, have you met my accountant? But that was me. My contract was up then, and I was always going to re-sign. It was just a matter of sorting things out, and I signed again under Graham Souness for I think it was 3 or 4 years. And initially it was great.
Waiting for Butcher to arrive for the free kick. And Fulton in a very difficult task. McKellar also in trouble. The ball is in the net, and it's Ali McCoist to put it there. Towards Fleck, he's up with Kidd. Cooper nodding it down. Sanderson touching it away. The chance now for McCoist. Brilliantly taken.
Durant. Butcher with it. And Butcher, he's done it now. There, Ali McCoist.
When you're on a good run and you're scoring goals, I think sometimes you go out expecting to score, not just one but two. As you say, it's all about confidence, and when your confidence is high, sky high, you'll try things and things will come off for you, and you just go on, as I say, runs or scoring 4 or 5 in as many games, and that's the whole secret of the thing.
With a chance for Roberts, and McCoist turns it in. Rangers are in the lead. 10 minutes into the match, and the celebrations begin around the stadium. The goal which these Rangers fans are looking for, Ali McCoist, overjoyed his 35th of the season, and significantly his 31st league goal, breaking a record defence. It'll be Ian Durrant himself will take the corner kick. Butcher waits. Up goes Butcher, off the post. It's McCoist. McCoist does it again. 3 minutes into the second half. And bedlam breaks out again around the stadium. McCoist's second of the afternoon. Well, that tells you how warm it is. Black back towards McCoist. Challenging Kenny Black. Appeared to strike the right hand of Kenny Black, and a penalty kick has been given, yes. McCoist against Smith. Off the stanchion, back out of goal, a hat-trick for Ali McCoist. 16 minutes into the second half. So what a joy day for Ali McCoist.
Worked out. There's Cooper. There's Butcher, he scored!
Fantastic, we won the year. Won the league that year, the first year. I think I played up front with Robert Fleck. And I still look back and say that was maybe some of the best football Rangers have played in the past 10 years. I think with Big Terry, and we're scoring goals and playing a lot of good football. And from a personal point of view, that was some of the best football Rangers have played in a Rangers team that I've been involved in.
And there it is, the final whistle. Rangers have won the league, and on come the supporters. The supporters have broken ranks, and there is a danger of the Rangers players being swamped.
That championship-winning season saw Ali score a remarkable 38 goals. In 87-88, he went 4 better with 42. That's some record against tight-marking Premier defences. There were seasons filled with great memories, great goals, and one unforgettable European night at Ibrox.
For me, the greatest game in terms of atmosphere I've ever played in here at Ibrox was against Dynamo Kiev in the Cup, European Cup. They beat us 1-0 over there, and fun enough, Big Alexei and Oleg played in both games, I think, and we beat them 2-0 here, and the noise that night was phenomenal. We scored the first goal. Mark Falco scored the first goal. A terrible defensive mix-up. Goalkeeper threw it out, hit a pair of legs, and I just toe poked it through to Mark and rolled it into the internet. But the second goal was one of them that sticks out of my mind at all, because the cross came in. I think Trevor Francis crossed it in from the right. Mark headed it down, Mark Falco, and I came in, and I was talking to Big Oleg about it the other day. Everybody thinks I meant to put it in that corner, but I was just testing the goalkeeper out with my eyes. And it never fails that one. If you go like that, it always comes off that corner of your head. Wrong foot's the goalkeeper and sails in there. Could have been a wee bit lucky of mine. But the noise that night, and for that goal to go in, and us to put out Dynamo Kiev, was phenomenal. It was like winning it out there that night. It was tremendous, it really was. With 2 games against Aberdeen in 2 consecutive years, Skull Cup finals, which were just magnificent games of football. The first one for me will always be remembered as the Ian Durrant Cup final, where he gave the best single performance I've ever seen in my life, ever played alongside. That the 3 each game when he eventually scored the winning penalty. When it went to a penalty shootout, he stuck it by Jim Leighton, but Ian's performance that day was quite magnificent.
Here's Bett against Walker. Brilliantly finished by Jim Bett. Roberts is dictating things. That's brilliantly struck by Davy Cooper. Jimmy Nichols' header. Here's Fleck. Durrant's header to McCoist. There's Durrant, a great chance for Rangers. And that was magnificent. Far post cross, Walker caught in 2 minds. Here's a great chance for Hewitt. Yes! Now McKimmie stepping away from Cooper. Miller back to Bett. Towards Faulkner! Willie Faulkner's header, and Aberdeen are ahead. That's header, there's no one up for Aberdeen. They're all back defending as Nicholl returns it. Roberts with the header. There's Ian Durrant and Fleck. scores, Rangers are the winners. There will be no need for any other kick. Perfectly taken by Durant. Rangers have won the Skol League Cup after a match packed full of drama.
The following year we beat Aberdeen again 3-2.
And it was to be another highly eventful final. Rangers went ahead in the 88 final thanks to a penalty. Theo Snelders against Ali McCoist. 1-0 to Rangers. But then Davy Dodds, ironically now the first-team coach at Ibrox, scored twice for Aberdeen. Ian Ferguson made it 2 each. And there was still a winning goal to come.
McCormack came over. I think big Kevin Drinkle did tremendous sort of holding off Wally Miller. The ball just broke to me. And I struck it in. I think it eventually went through by Theo Snelders' legs. And my lasting memory of that goal was getting a kiss off John Brown in the celebrations. So it's not all fun with a footballer, you know.
For any Rangers player, though, the sweetest pleasure comes with victory over Celtic.
That's off the post, there's McAvenny! Celtic are in front! Gough is in the box once again. So is Butcher. Back to Brown. Blocked by McCarthy, there's McCoist! Deadly finishing by Ali McCoist! Gough and Butcher have gone up. It's launched in field by Stevens, there's Butcher. Back with Wilkins. Absolutely magnificent from Ray Wilkins. It's headed on by Rogan. Here's Durant retrieving it for Rangers. McCoist nods it on, an awkward one for Andrews. And the ball is in the net. It's a goal for Rangers. And it's a disaster for Ian Andrews. McCoist to Walters. Walters now facing McCarthy. Getting in a fine cross. Kevin Drinkle. Walters to Drinkle. It's 4-1 to Rangers. White judging the flight well. There's Brown. Taken in trouble as Ali McCoist. Down he goes this time, but Walters.
The Old Firm games, you just can't get enough of them. People talk about the atmosphere.
Mark Walters makes it 5.
It's quite sad, really, in terms of the atmosphere. It is a lot of it's hatred, which isn't nice at all. But I don't think without that sort of part of the atmosphere, you would get the reaction you do off the two fans at Parkhead and at Ibrox. I'm probably a little bit biased. I think the games at Ibrox, in terms of atmosphere, are better now because the crowd seem to be more on top of you. And we played a game here. Well, one that really sticks in my mind was a 4 each game.
I can remember a lot about that. That was a game at Ibrox where I think Ali and I had a right head-to-head that game. I mean, it was all in good fun, right enough. I mean, on the park, obviously, during the game, it's different. But every time we went ahead, I'd have a little wink over at Ali and say, right, that's us 1 up, and remind him of it.
I remember we came out at half-time and we're 2-1 down. And we both put a ball through to Tommy Burns, great ball through. It was uncharacteristic of him, I thought it was somebody else at the time. And Tommy stuck it away to make it 3-1. And I remember Big Roy turned to me and he said, right, McCoist, he said, how do you like that? And not exactly Roy's words, you know. So I thought, that's a bit harsh, you know, I've not even opened my mouth to a big man all day and he's giving me that. So I thought, that's fine, every dog's got his day. So sure enough, 3-2, we pull one back, away I go. So we equalised to make it 3 each. And I think it was Flecky that got it. I'll never forget it. All the boys are celebrating in the corner, and I'm just running about the 18-yard box looking for Big Roy. So I eventually home in on him, and I'm going, oh yeah, you like it now, you big so-and-so, you get some of that back at you. And it was unbelievable. We went 4-3 in front, and I remember Paul McStay. Paul McStay looking at me like that. Boys were celebrating again, and I'm doing everything in front of Big Roy. A wee dance this way, that way, you know. And he's pig sick, and he was looking at me like that, and I'm saying, how you like it now, big man, 4-3, there's no way back, no way back. Away we go, sure enough, inevitable happens. Murdo hits one for about 25 yards right in the top corner, right, and I go like that, oof. And as I go like that, I just look at the corner of mine, I can see Big Roy heading for me. So I flipped my jersey up above my head and I just ran back at a halfway line. I was never getting up, I shouldn't. But it finished 4-each, and it was one of those games where the only game, I think, both sets of Old Firm fans went home happy.
It ended up 4-each, so none of us really got on top. Although I suppose me being a defender and Ali being a forward, he would think that he got the better that day. But after the game, it's all forgotten about, and it's all good banter. And I think that's important in a football park as well. And it's typical of Ali McCoist.
And there's David Simon, action right away. Saw him at Tynecastle last week. He made 5 bookings. Hope it's a quieter day for him this afternoon. Well, there's a great goal. Ali McCoist.
McCoist against Clonard. Perfectly stopped away by Ali McCoist. 50 minutes of second half gone. Is this the second for Rangers? Yes! Ali McCoist has done it. He made it in the second attempt. As McCoist is to clear a chance for Rangers. Here's McCoist. He must score. Rangers take the lead.
Here goes McCoist. He's done it!
Away from the highly charged atmosphere of an Old Firm match, things are a little quieter in the Renfrewshire village, which is home to the McCoists.
Not just as easy as it looks, you know. Hey, son. This is my wife Alison, who, believe it or not, made this homemade plum jam, didn't you?
I did, yes.
No,
You want that
thank you. Outside this way, pull them right there. Hey, son.
You've done, Helene, now go with.
Wait for the table. So you're going to tell the Cameron folks how we met her?
Yes, I met, we met.
No, you're right the first time.
9 years ago it was, when you were playing for Sunderland.
That's right.
And I wasn't a football supporter at the time, was I?
No, but your mum was, mate.
Yeah, so she was a season ticket holder for 25 years, wasn't she, at Roker Park?
Imagine that, 25 years, season ticket holder at Roker Park.
That's right. So she got all the tickets for nothing once we met.
That's right. Unfortunately, it was for the wrong game. It was the reserve game. She got tickets for.
That's right.
She was like 80s like that now, didn't it?
Yeah, well it was really, wasn't it?
Thanks.
I remember once they both came in and Alistair was carrying this bottle of Iron Brew. And my daughter said to me, "Mum, take care of Alistair's Iron Brew. Don't let anyone drink it." And I said, "Iron Brew?" And I thought it was alcohol. And I thought, gosh, he must be a very heavy drinker if he's bringing it in the house with him. And when he got a few days later, I told Alison, I said, "You know, is that alcohol?" And she started to laugh. And of course, Alistair was laughing. And they've never let me forget it.
Ali's love of the horses is well known. In fact, one trip to Cheltenham incurred the well-publicised displeasure of his former manager. He has a part share in a racehorse, which has already won several races. But this handsome beast is really Alison's responsibility, even though Ali can sometimes be persuaded to help out with the grooming. The main family pet, though, is Arnie, a fierce tackler out in the garden at McCoist Towers.
Hey, leave it. Good boy.
An even better known football partnership is the one between Ali and Maurice Johnston.
Believe would never happen at Ibrox. There's Maurice Johnston taking the salute from the Rangers fans.
We played together at international level first of all. Really enjoyed playing up front with each other, and it was a real pleasure for me when he signed for Rangers, because I knew first and foremost we were signing a good footballer and possibly one of the best finishers in the business.
There's McCoist. Now Johnston. Yes, South Scotland will score.
when wee Mo first came to the club, I was very, very privileged and proud, because he told me he was actually coming to the club 3 weeks before it happened, in the strictest of confidence, and it shows the relationship we have got on and off the park. It wasn't easy to keep, because it was a secret. It was just probably the biggest secret in Scottish soccer, but I did manage to keep it, and I'm very proud and pleased to have played with him at Rangers Football Club, because I definitely believe he has been one of the best strikers Scotland have ever produced.
Stevens inside. Here's Stephen. Now Goff. There's Johnston! The flying header for Rangers second. Gary Stevens. Delegan ball inside. Here's Johnston. There's McCoist. And that was a classic. McCoist letting it on. And they had to be careful. Well, that's great play by Stephen. Here's Maurice Johnston. They're queuing up in the middle. McCoist made it. And once again, Johnston plays a vital role in the build-up.
Well, he's the best finisher I've played up front with, by far. He's always there. He's always looking to score. He's always good to run off men. Not only that, he works really hard.
Well, that's a beautiful ball. Christ. Go for the shot, beautiful. Oh yes, poised at his very best. And the embrace is a genuine one. Look at that, he could have laid it off, saw that players were covered, took the central defender on, and the striker cannot do better than that. 10 out of 10.
Wilton, Christ! Rangers take the lead. It was created here by Mark Walters. Now just wait for this delightful pass. No question of offside, I'm sure, when the ball was released. McGuinness played McCoist on, and the finishing was deadly.
Johnston. Stevens. Johnston. And he scored!
We were in together when we were away with Rangers and away with Scotland. I've known Ali since he was about 17, 18, and he's never changed. You always see him the same bubbly self.
The World Cup coming up. There's Johnston. It's back with Vinicum. Dealt on by Johnston, and a chance for McCoist. That settles it. 2 minutes from the end. McCoist gets his 15th goal of the season. Put some more accurate reflection on the play this afternoon. Johnston back here to Vinicum. Vinicum sending over the cross. Johnston helped it on. It came off a defender's head. McCoist on his own. And Watt was helpless.
Meanwhile, back in Bridge of Weir, Mr. and Mrs. McCoist are cycling in the rain.
We're quite lucky actually where we stay. We've got a nice cycle path that goes for miles and miles along, and Alice and I we bought a couple of mountain bikes there. Needless to say, hers was bigger than mine, but it's great. We have great fun on them. The only trouble is we've got to negotiate it. No matter what way we come back, we've got to negotiate a hill coming back to the house, which we both end up inevitably pushing the bikes up the hill. But it's great fun and great exercise for the dog. It's probably a lazy way of doing it, but the dogs just run all day, and we spend hours and hours just cycling along the cycle path.
Come on, hey, come on.
Well, at least we've got a good day for it.
Later in that season of 89-90, two long-standing scoring records fell to McCoist.
Beautifully inside. Here's McCoist. Tries a chip. Oh, he's done it! What a brilliant goal! And that breaks the Premier Division record. 128th Premier Division goal, breaking Frank Mugabe's record.
It's funny because the press and the media have been talking about it for weeks, and it puts a Jonah on you. You end up, you don't score, you go for a run, about 4 or 5, 6 games, you don't score, and that's what happened. And the ball came up, we flicked it on. I just took a touch and just saw Ali Maxwell off his line, and he chipped it over to him, and that was the one to break the Premier League all-time goal scoring record. It was magnificent, and it's something they can never take away from you. Terrific.
Dovcik is hurt and was actually playing players onside. This is Walters. Johnston, McCoist, has he given another penalty? I think he has. Penalty number 2 for Rangers. Will they give McCoist the chance? Walters whipped the ball in. It was testing for Celtic, and Grant pushed Johnston down. And Ali McCoist given the chance to break the post-war record of league goals, jointly held at the moment with Derek Johnston, who's here at the ground today.
He seemed to be on 132 goals for ages. I mean, I think I put on about 5 stone waiting on him getting that vital goal. I remember it well too because I covered the game. It was a penalty kick, the goal that eventually beat it. And I actually got to commentate on it, believe it or not, that day, and he took it well. And he certainly acknowledged me that day with a hand in the air, or was it 2 fingers? I can't remember.
Here goes McCoist. He's done it! 3-0! And he's had to wait a long time. And there's no better occasion on which to set a personal landmark than an old firm clash.
Cheeky.
Morning, lads. I'm always up this early, you see. 9:45, it's not bad for me.
Not bad at all. Ali's timekeeping, or lack of it, is a standing joke at Ibrox.
I always remember the first Burn supper I went to, which was here at the club. Mr. Murray had arranged it, and we were all there on time. And Ali comes in about 45 minutes late, half an hour late, and he said, "Sorry for being late, Mr. Chairman, but it's the earliest I've been late for a long time." And that's Ali, you know.
Timekeeping's a bit of a problem. Trying to get him in the place at the right time in the morning, there, trying to get him to go anywhere at the right time seems to be a big problem. But apart from that, I never have any bother with him.
Morning, lads.
10 o'clock on the dot, into Ibrox for training. Ali, last as usual. He's greeted with the usual dressing room banter from unimpressed teammates. And he always changes in the same corner. Footballers are superstitious about things like that.
What's this, Ali McCoist? I like your video show, aye. Good, who's that? Who's that, Ali? Is that Ali Sunderson? Is that Ali Sunderson?
Aye, great lad, always got plenty of patter about him. When it comes to Saturday, then he's a bit different. I mean, there's the serious side of him as well in terms of, you know, he gets down to the concentrating part of the game. But during the week and that, then he's the one that will keep the dressing room lively. Always got something to say. Always something that will get you going in the morning. If you're struggling to get started, then he's the one that will come out with a comment that will stir everybody up and get us all started.
Yes. Your special rate of £2 off. Is that? Well, I'm trying to make you start up.
Into the treatment room then, where Ali requires to have an ankle injury strapped up by physio Bill Collins before he can begin training. Collins must be one of the busiest men at Ibrox these days. The treatment room seldom seems to be unoccupied.
Hey, how about the boys? Did his best, but I wasn't out of scratch.
What did you do, bro?
Aye, that I'm okay.
Tell him you said that.
That's the truth.
I'm all right, you.
How did they get on?
Yeah. What about the second goal? Would you get it? The boy kicks it.
No, I didn't see it. How did he do, would you?
Looks like he did alright.
The coloured boy tried to balloon it, like there's two of them on the line, and he tried to well it as hard as he could. And he completely missed the ball. Like he could have stopped it.
How did you do, bro?
Aye, that I'm okay.
Tell him you said that.
That's the truth.
I'm all right, you.
Season 90-91 was one in which Ali acquired an unwanted nickname, and yet it had started well enough. As always, he was in goal-scoring form.
Spencer is one of them. And McCoist.
Celtic bench incensed by that. Is McCoist in the clear? A chance for Rangers. Here's McCoist. He must score.
As the season wore on, though, Ali found himself more and more relegated by Graham Souness to the substitutes bench. Hence the reason for the new nickname, the Judge.
He certainly was on the bench an awful long time, and I can remember after it getting phone calls by actually from judges saying that they were disappointed because they were playing football.
Typically, Ali retained his sense of humour throughout it all. And after all, being on the bench does have its compensations. The most frustrating thing was that every time he came off the bench, almost invariably, he found the net.
I like to think Graham Souness was good for me in many ways, and I returned the favour by scoring a few goals for Graham Souness and helping him to lead championships. I think there was times when Big Mark came, he was playing the Mark Hateley-Mo Johnson partnership, which was successful and was scoring goals, and I was left on the substitutes bench, obviously not to my liking. I was coming on and scoring, and then thinking that would, you obviously do yourself a favour for next week, and I wasn't getting the chance again. I honestly believe, in terms of playing, I was slightly harshly treated because I thought I should have played more games. But you're always going to say that. That's a striker's point of view. I was coming on scoring. I think I should have been playing next week, and that was the way it was. The manager didn't see it that way. There's no hard feelings, no sour grapes. I didn't see eye to eye with him at the time. But that's, if every footballer saw eye to eye with every manager, it'd be a boring life, wouldn't it? But I knew I had problems in terms of. We played Aberdeen. I came off the bench. A great game here, we drew 2 each of them, and I was fortunate enough to batter in a couple of goals.
I think his sort of hitch kick against Aberdeen when he came on wasn't too popular with Graham Souness at the time. Scored 2 goals, and I turned to Graham and he didn't even smile or clap. I'll always remember that one. And
then I think we went up to Tannadice the next day, not the next day, the next week, and I was on the bench again. And you begin to say to yourself, well, you know, is it worth it? You don't want to leave, you can't see yourself leaving, it'd break your heart to leave. But you've obviously got to get job satisfaction. And there were 1 or 2 ridiculous quotes in the paper saying that he's quite happy being subbed. But there's no professional happy being subbed, none at all. You wouldn't be a true professional if you're happy being subbed. You live for Saturday. A professional footballer lives for Saturday and lives for Wednesday night so they can play and do stuff.
Phillips looking for Boyd, but succeeds only in finding Stevens. Here's McCoist. That's a great effort by McCoist! Sheer genius from McCoist! And the stadium erupts for what will undoubtedly be a candidate for the goal of the season.
Whether in the starting lineup or coming off the bench, McCoist kept on scoring goals as Rangers headed for that last day league decider with Aberdeen.
To be honest, I've never experienced pressure quite like it. And speaking to Big Alec McLeish before the game and even after the game, it was just the pressure on the lads that day was enormous, and I couldn't quite handle it at all. It was one of these games that after the game I didn't even look for Big Alec, because I think if the result had went the other way, I wouldn't have wanted to see him. But we talked about it after, the following week, and we both spoke about it, even his European final and cup finals and stuff like the game. The build-up, the first couple of days into the week, I've never known pressure like it for tickets, people phoning you up, wishing you all the best. And it just amounted, and obviously at the end of the game I was a bit emotional.
The most eagerly awaited moment in Scottish football for a very long time has arrived. The biggest showdown perhaps in league history, with the two top sides clashing. Remember, a draw would give the title to Aberdeen. Back one in the break for Rangers. Switching play to the left for Cowan. He's brought down by Van de Ven, and he will also be booked. So here's John Brown with the free kick. Ryan Grant lets that run for Van de Ven. This is McKimmie. Good play from Aberdeen. Now Wright. Just pushing the ball too far ahead, allowing Cowan to make that tackle. A very good defender, Tom Cowan. That's why he's been preferred in the side to Chris Vinicombe, I think. Vinicombe perhaps having the edge in the attacking sense, but there's Hillhouse to Jess. Hillhouse again, well tackled by Cowan. It breaks for Van de Ven. The early cross finds Connor on the left. Back for Jim Bett. Trying the shot on the half volley. Couldn't quite get there as early as he would have liked. There's McKimmie. Playing the ball to the far side, trying to get it beyond John Brown. Here's Stephen Wright. The option provided by Van de Ven on the outside. There's Hillhouse! And the best chance of the match so far falls to Hans Hillhouse. It was just a fraction too high for the Dutchman. Play. Ferguson. Across it goes to Stevens. Always wants to check onto his right foot though, Gary Stevens. Interception made by Wright. Here's Ferguson. Hustled all the way by Grant. Kimmy's clearance. Walters wants to bring the ball down and take on Wright. Going for the early cross. There's Hateley. It's a magnificent goal for Rangers. 5 minutes from half-time and Ibrox erupts. First time in the match, Mark Hateley's had the better of Alec McLeish. It was a delightful cross and a masterly finish. Set up here by Walters. With good decoy runs made there, notably by Gary Stevens. That ball flighted across. But this is Mark Hateley at his very best. And what at the hook. Well, a goal of genuine quality. And Rangers now go back into the championship driving seat. Last attack of the first half. What a moment it would be if Aberdeen could equalise. Played in by Bett. Headed out by Brown. Here's McKimmie. Back it goes to David Robertson, and that indeed was the last attack of a tumultuous first half. Hateley getting up again. McLeish didn't follow him that time. Here's Connor. Laying it up the line for Booth. The layoff was intended for McKimmie, but he's released Johnston. Hateley waits in the middle. He will look to be offside. Well, the referee's allowed the goal. And Rangers are 2 in front. The error made in defence by Scott Booth. Chris Woods is celebrating, so too the Rangers supporters. Mark Hateley gets his second. Well, very sad moment for Brown and for Rangers. McCoist has now gone on though to a tremendous welcome. McCoist going up front with Hateley and Johnston dropping back into midfield beside Ian Ferguson in the middle. Looking for McCoist through the middle. The marker is Robertson. That's good play by McCoist. Needed some help though, didn't have any. So Aberdeen have survived that attack. Now they come forward themselves. They must take great credit for the way in which they maintained their effort right to the end. Never at any stage has the towel gone in. Here's Hillhouse, stopped by Stevens. There it is! Rangers have won the championship. So Rangers have won the championship thanks to 2 goals from Mark Hateley. One 5 minutes before half-time, a header from the Walters cross, and then 10 minutes into the second half, Michael Watt couldn't hold a shot from Maurice Johnston, and Mark Hateley made it 2.
I've never been through anything like it in my life, and I was only on the park for 12 minutes and it seemed like 12 hours. Obviously at the end of the game I was a bit emotional.
Man is shattered, absolutely shattered. His knees, look at him.
Any top-class footballer, particularly one as popular as Ali, is always in demand for off-field activities, like a modelling session with the Daily Record's Ken Ferguson.
That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good.
Chance for McCoist. This is the opener. McCoist does it for Scotland. Andy Roxburgh on the track. Brilliant finishing from the Scotland centre forward.
Everyone remembers the goal which took Scotland to Italy, but Ali himself particularly remembers his first for his country against Hungary at Hampden.
It was one of these times where the longer you go, you just want to score a goal for your country, and then that gets you off the mark, as I say, and you maybe go on a wee run. And it was always going to be, because I had chances and they weren't going in, and it took a wee defensive mistake. I remember the ball came into the box, it was against Hungary. Ball came into the box, dropped, and I've struck it. And the goalkeeper, I don't know if I get a goalkeeper, it was like Rip Van Winkle, he had a beard, didn't he, about there. He dived and he got a hand to it and should have kept it out, but never. And that was us 1-0. I was just made up. That was my first goal for my country, and I was lucky enough to get the second one the same night. Ian Durrant played a great ball through to me, got cut out, and he just whipped it back to me again. Magic, a little ball from Durrant, and then I went round to the goalkeeper and knocked it into my left foot. And that was like getting a weight off my shoulders, to score your first goal for your country, and then you go, oof, then you can hopefully get on and get another couple.
And he has. Whether in light blue or dark blue, McCoist just can't help scoring.
Starting to run out of options as Maurice Malpas. Stevie Clark. Wilson. Johnston. Offside. No offside, it's a goal.
You have to win the match all over again. There's Paul McStay going forward. It's great play from McStay, driving it in. A long ball seeking out Gordon Durie. Here's McCoist taking it on the run. Brilliantly finished by McCoist.
That goal in the friendly against Egypt was the only highlight for the fans at Pittodrie as Scotland made uncertain progress towards the World Cup finals. Ali himself had high hopes of making a real impact on the world's biggest stage, especially after being left out of the squad who went to Mexico in 1986. Sadly, it wasn't to be.
I think I'm just allergic to World Cups, that's what it is. We went there full of hope, and I was very, very fortunate enough to score the goal that took us there. So I went there with a lot of expectations as well. And there was some great stories. I didn't play the opening game against Costa Rica, which I was devastated, but I think that's probably my all-time low. I've never been as low. And it's easy to criticise. I genuinely believe that if myself and Maurice had played up front, we might have got a result, because at that time the two of us were buzzing. But as I say, these things happen in football, you just learn to get on with it. But I remember the Craig and Andy and me, Tommy Craig, took the 5 forwards. He told the team out in midfield, and the goalkeepers took them all together and told them what they were playing. And the 5 forwards were Robert Fleck, I think it was Gordon Durie, myself, Alan McInally and me, Mo. So Andy said, well, the 2 forwards that are playing are Mo and Nally. So I thought she was my own Ali. So I'm sitting there, yeah, I'm just no man, and I can always clock wee Tommy Craig and the rest of the boys looking over at me saying, "My gosh, he's taking it well, isn't he?" So I thought I was playing until I heard them say a couple of times Nally. And I thought, gee, it just hit me. I thought, I'm not playing here. And I was devastated. And the incredible thing was I was ruined with big Alan McInally. So you can imagine, he's gone for no playing, not thinking he's got a chance of playing, to playing. And I've gone from thinking I'm playing to not playing. And we're rooming together. So he's up there, right? And I was down there. I mean, I was just, they couldn't have put me up. The boys were calling me Captain Nemo, right? I was doing that low. It was near Nemo McCoy's coming. So this was the day before the game. So I think the kick-off was about 5 o'clock. And I was shattered. So I thought, back in usual, on the phone home, my dad, tears are terrible. So I sat down my crossword puzzle. So the next minute, I can hear singing coming along the corridor. It's Big Mac and Ali, Big Jake's coming along the corridor. So I thought, oh, I can't handle him, no, this, I just can't handle it. So when he comes, sure enough, I'm sitting down the crossword. He walks in and he goes, looks at me straight away, he says, "How are you? Get that light out, some of us have got a game tonight." Right? So I was like that. I didn't know what to do. I just started killing myself laughing because the best, you know, the best policy to come in was not to try and cheer me up, was just attack me, you know. But as per usual, I always had the last word. I was killing myself laughing after it. Sure enough, I got to sleep. But the next game, we're playing Sweden, and he's dropped, and wee Flecky's playing, and I'm still not playing. So he's devastated. He's on the phone to his dad. "Oh, Dad, I can't believe he's dropped me, this and that," and oh no. So day of the game, I've walked in with 2 crossword puzzles. I just threw one and says, "Hey, you'll ever give me a hand today, big man, won't you?" So I got my revenge, you know. But I think the only thing that kept me going in that World Cup was the team morale. Big Alec McLeish and people like that were fantastic, because I genuinely was shattered. I mean, the result against Sweden was a real bonus, but make no bones about it, the Costa Rica one was the one that cost us the qualifying place.
After the disappointments of Italy, Scotland began their challenge for the European Championship, in which they had never reached the finals, against Romania at Hampden. McCoist, once again, was on the score sheet. And Ali was to score further goals against Bulgaria and Switzerland, as Scotland headed for their final group match against San Marino.
Got so quickly into the tackle, but staying through, and it's there, the strike from McCoist. Delightfully tucked away. 62 minutes, and it's 4-0 to Scotland.
It was Paul McStay, and I drifted back post a little bit, and then made the run short for him. And he played a great ball into my feet. I just turned and it was lucky enough to get in the back of the net.
I think it's the way he plays, sort of on the verge of offside, and he's looking for the through balls. I think defenders have really got to be really close to him, because the way he turns defences is amazing, really.
Once again, Ali McCoist had thrown Scotland a lifeline to the finals of a major championship. And at club level, Super Ali has celebrated his reinstatement as first-choice striker by doing what he does best.
Just about 3.5 left. Ferguson to McCoist.
Goal scorer, because there is no way that he's ever going to give anybody else a goal. It's himself, but the best there is.
A lovely touch from McCoist, a terrific goal from Rangers.
Any good team needs a proven goal scorer, and that's what Ali McCoist is.
Ali McCoist! 1-0 to Rangers.
An instinctive goal scorer, you know, once he gets in the box, I think there's second to none.
Oustra getting in the cross, Ali McCoist! Oh, a fine goal for Rangers.
The problem with McCoist to other teams, I think, is he'll score goals from positions that nobody else would try and score a goal from.
Spotty knows, boy. He's done pretty good for himself.
Gary Stevens. And the ball into the back of the net. Ali McCoist.
He's so good on the park. He always gives the 100% at all times. He's got the knack of putting the ball in the back of the net, which makes fans happy as well. And even after he scores goals, he's always at something different for the fans to see him. He always celebrates in style.
Playing it in there to McCoist. Ali McCoist for Rangers. 60 minutes gone. Joy for Rangers, the supporters, and for Ali McCoist.
Whether you're a fan, a fellow player, the manager, or even the chairman, they all share the same opinion. There's only one Super Ali.
He's the best player in the world. Like, he's got to stay at Rangers like all the time. I mean, Ali will never leave. Never leave here.
I think I could take a new stand away before they take Ali away. Really, I think the punters love him.
No, I don't want to lose him. I mean, Ali he's got a remarkable statistic, and that I think he's had 6 managers at SAC, 27 assistant managers and coaches, and he's 5 years at Rangers. He's had 24 striking partners, all of whom are now at various locations around Britain and retired and in mental institutions, but every one of them like him. So we don't want rid of him, no.
Ali's one of the old traditional players. I don't think he'll be a man who'll go to lots of clubs. I don't think it's just money with him. I think he enjoys being here, being part of the fabric, and we enjoy having him here.
It's easy to say, but it'll be the saddest day of my life when I have to stop playing for Rangers. I can't see myself not getting up in the morning, not going into Ibrox. It just won't be me, and it will break my heart, but hopefully it's a few years off yet.